This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
CM Punk does as much good to my reputation as Shannon Sharpe does to ESPN.
So a lot has happened since the last time we covered the Shannon Sharpe situation. And personally, I just want to warn you guys, it's kind of risky for me to be covering this topic. The last video we did on this topic was my first demonetized video, and I think over a year. So if you guys want to leave a like on this video to boost in the algorithm, I'd appreciate that. So the story goes like this. A woman by the name of Gabriella Zuniga is suing Shannon Sharpe for $50 million for alleged SA. And the story is insane not only because of the allegations being brought forth against Shannon Sharpe and who Shannon Sharpe is as a person, but the reaction Shannon Sharpe has had and what this has led to, including Shannon Sharpe stepping down from ESPN. Now, the basis of these claims is this woman released a phone call between her and Shannon Sharpe.
Whoops. Big black-eyed, choked, small white woman. That was not a good audio. I mean, of all the audio leaks you could have, you don't want that one. That was probably the worst one that could happen. That was very bad for Shannon.
Man, I'm honestly to the point right now, any conversation I have with anybody, I just assume it's being screenshotted and shared or recorded. It's just better to just move with caution and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a fact, though.
Sharpe seemed really, really aggressive and even abusive.
If you said that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Now, Shannon Sharpe's response to this would be this video.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
But that's not the only thing Shannon Sharpe would do. He would also release text messages that he had with this woman. And I can't believe that his PR team was cool with him doing this, because considering who Shannon Sharpe is, one of the top 3 sports analysts in America, it just seems bizarre that he would want this out there. And Shannon Sharpe released these text messages in hopes that they would clear his name. But sadly, it just made him seem more naive than anything else, because you really could see.
So I'm going to stop it there. Let's bring us back up, though. Which, shout out to that guy. That's a masterful breakdown, at least for the little bit that we saw. I'm going to have to subscribe to this guy. He's kind of on top of it. Pause. But yeah, quick thoughts, MC?
This chick is into domination. Shannon dropped the text messages, right? And there's times where she mentioned that she likes hands on the throat. There's times where she said, I want you to, and pause before I say this, put a black baby in me, tie me up, do things to me, handcuffs, etc. Right? So when you dealing with somebody who's into that,
yeah, at least she wants to have.
And when you dealing with somebody who's into stuff like that, yeah, it's a real slippery slope, man. Because at any point, there's some women who think that consent can be changed, right? You know what I'm saying? So they'll do with you, but then they'll feel bad about it after it happened, and then they'll magically take the consent away, which is weird to me. So right now, I don't have any vested interest in this. It appears like something. Well, what we know for sure is he was about to sign this $100 million contract. And that might be going out the window now for this 19-year-old who allegedly is an OF model. So yeah. I hope it was worth it, Shay. Club Shay.
Yeah, there's a lot of lessons here. So, and I believe that woman, I think she's 20 something, but I think they met when they were 19. And this really isn't about Shannon Sharpe like hooking up with the OF model. I mean, some people are trying to make it like it's a big deal or something like that, though. This is something a little bit more sinister, though, because this definitely tells me that men don't really understand what's going on, and women are. I mean, this kind of opens the door for a lot of women. If you are in a situation, and I'm not saying we don't know if it happened or not, or if it's alleged to that, it was just all in the play. But you go to is it worth it going to court over this? Like, I think early reports were trying to say that Shannon was trying to, sell this for 10 million. I mean, if she was asking for 20 million, I think you should pay it, because now you're in line to get 100 million. Now you're about to lose all the 100 million. She might not get paid, but you ain't gonna get paid either. Like, I think they may have overplayed their hand with this, like, coming out in the public, because maybe they could have worked behind the scenes though. But Shannon, I don't know. This is a really bad look, and if that tape comes out, that's going to be even a worse look for him, because he's already lost the. I mean, he said he stepped down from ESPN, but we know what happened there. He got forced out, and then apparently on his Club Shay Shay podcast with Ocho Cinco, he doesn't have the sponsors on there anymore, so that might be preemptive, or maybe they did ditch him. I mean,
yeah, his two biggest sponsors pulled out, DraftKings and Boost Mobile.
Yeah, so if if that's it for Shannon, I mean, he should just pay the money, because we saw this happen with Diddy, where he got into it with, or Cassie came out, was like, hey, or she tried to negotiate like before it went public, like, hey, you need to take care of this. But then, he said, I ain't going to do it. And then that CNN tape came out and he settled. But the damage was already done. So I don't know. People say don't pay the money. I saw Mason Cam said don't pay the money. I bet you Shannon wish he had paid the money.
So I was trying to find if this is I believe this is a civil lawsuit. So there's nothing criminal happening here, right? So, but these are I'm going to ask a question that most women tend to get offended when I ask when stuff like this happens. But I'm neutral in this, right? I'm trying to get answers before I can lean one way or the other. But the question for me is always, why wait? Okay, she started messing with the dude when she was 19. She's in her mid-20s now. It looks a little odd that right around the time that he was about to sign his $100 million contract, that you hit him with a civil suit for half of it. It looks odd to me. Like, if he did you wrong for all these years, why now? That's number one. Number two, I think there's some bad narratives being pushed when it comes to this, right? Number one is the age difference. Because it's weird to me that people will get on him and say, okay, well, maybe you should have dated somebody closer to your age range. Why don't you have that same smoke for Tracy Ellis Ross? Why don't you have that same smoke for Cher or Madonna or all these women who like to date guys who are like half their age? Like, what's the difference? Why is it empowering for them to do it, but it's an issue when he does it? Now, me personally, I don't think I would have anything in common with somebody in their 20s. So I don't see it. Outside of what's happening in the bedroom, I don't see the benefits of it, but we got to keep that same energy here. If we keep talking about these double standards, but y'all keep putting them on. That's number two. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick. I think it's just a black man thing, because like you said, with Cher and Madonna and Tracy Ellis, and I'm trying, there's somebody else that's escaping. Oh, Erykah Badu, Jada Pinkett,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leo. But I mean, more so on the women's side though, because they've pretty much escaped. They never get touched. They never get talked about this. No one ever brings that up. Only when they bring it in these situations, but they really don't. I mean, the way they went in on Shannon, it kind of reminds me of, how people reacted with, who was that? Marcus Houston and his young bride. And I mean, she was pretty, I think she was 18, or he met her when she was under 18 and she turned 18. It's like, but I mean, I think it's wild.
Yeah.
I think it's, people are going to have their preference on, who they want to date though. But for some reason, the black community, there's a stigma of dating someone that's, 20 years your senior or 30 years your senior. And I even watched on Anton Daniels' channel where they were trying to have a discussion. Everybody kept coming up with something like half your, 10 years plus 5 or whatever shit is. I mean, here's the thing. Most 30, 40-year-olds, they're banging Shannon's OF chick. I don't know what people are talking about. And they keep having this conversation that, what do you gotta, we're not gonna be able to do anything. We're not gonna have like a relationship. Duh, like Shannon wasn't with her to try to talk about like the feminist agenda. He was just on there to clap cheeks. That was it. That was 100% it. So I don't know why people are trying to act like or get on this soapbox like they wouldn't clap cheeks with this chick, and they would. I've seen them want to clap cheeks with that woman that had 100 bodies in one day. Like, is she better than the Shannon's chick? I don't think so. But again, this thing about age gap and everything and dating, it's only black men that get to smoke on this stuff though, because white men, we're watching Bill Belichick. He got him a nice little piece of calico at like 20 something years old, and and it looks really weird with Bill Belichick. I wish we had time to kind of talk about some crazy stuff that's been happening with them, but Bill Belichick, he ain't catching no strays. He ain't catching no smoke. His chick is working with him, which I think that's kind of odd. But he ain't catching no strays. Leo ain't catching no strays. And then if we go back to the black men, then the one that hasn't really caught any strays is Jamie Foxx. Although when he got sick, I did see he caught a few strays because people were saying, go ask your white chick to take care of you. Which I guess what's her face did actually go take care of him, but. I don't know. I think it's just people just love the Johnson police black men.
Yeah, so they brought race into it, right? This wouldn't have. There's another narrative. This wouldn't have happened if he was dating a black woman, right? That's what they say.
Yeah,
and that's a dangerous narrative too, because what you're saying is every black woman is of high moral character. There's scumbags within every segment of people, so making statements like that is dangerous too.
We've seen
terrible narrative to push.
Yeah, and we've seen several men get dragged through the coals by black women. And again, like you said, it's all women. But the most recent was Iman Shumpert, and then Anthony Edwards. I mean,
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, Trevor Bauer too, which people never bring that up though, and he's still not in the MLB because that woman lied. So there've been plenty of, Meg Thee Stallion with Tory Lanez. Like there've been plenty of black women that have did the same amount of dirt. It doesn't matter what they look like. I mean, at the end of the day, the way the laws are set up, it's to their advantage. Like you might be able to like skirt by with like if the media doesn't catch wind, but as soon as the media catches wind, you're cooked. You might as well say goodbye to your job, say goodbye to your career or whatever, or say goodbye to like, whatever deals you may have had on the table. You're done. So, if you're caught in a compromising situation, you're cooked. That whole Me Too messed it up for everybody too, because they blatantly had women that were lying, but because of the lie, they couldn't go back and say Me Too was a bad thing, so they just went along with it.
Yeah. So check this out. Here's ultimately why it's very hard for me to empathize with Shay. I'm familiar with this podcast a lot, right? I've seen him be attracted. He's gone pretty hard at Meg Thee Stallion. He's gone pretty hard at Miss B Nasty. If you don't know who that is,
I thought you wanted to deal with her.
So here's my point, though. Clearly, he has a type, and these people that I just named, including the one who's accusing him now, are clout chasers by nature. If you're an OF person, or you're in the corn industry, or you're in OF or whatever, essentially you're a clout chaser. So are you surprised if they use you to chase clout at some point? Because she's got to be thinking that, okay, her following is going to increase because now her name is out there and so are some of her images. Some of the simp army is going to go over there and follow her. Like, there was some strategy with this too. And I'm sure she wasn't expecting the 50 mil that she asked for. They'll settle and it'll go out of court. But Shay's going to take permanent damage because now there's publications that are digging into his past history with women in times where allegedly police officers were called and courts had to get involved. So
I didn't realize he had kind of a history with it as well too, which is he's actually fighting 2 lawsuits. One of them just went mainstream.
Yeah. And again, I have to stay neutral in this because I've seen too many women with feminine power abuse it, right? They'll get the police on them or that, they'll extort somebody who's already on child support, or they're, like I said earlier, they think consent is adjustable, that they can take it away after they already gave it in the event happened. So I have to be mindful of stuff like this. And if you are a man who are watching this, don't get emotionally attached to stuff like this. Just check out the facts and learn the lessons from it. I would argue that, at least from what I saw, Shannon, you might want to change the type of women that you're attracted to. Because like I said, you seem to be attracted to young clout chasers. That's a formula for failure every single time.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna stand on. I'm gonna be on Shannon's side with this one. If you got a type, you got a type. Like, people are trying to figure out, why is he paying this chick to, all this money for whatever she's asking? Where are you just gonna start asking women, like, hey, do you like it up the dupe shoot? Like, do you like that? Okay, then you're my type of girl. And some women probably would say yes, but it's not gonna be the woman that he's into. Like, he's paying a premium is essentially what he's doing. He's paying a premium without actually going to, like, some of those famous bunny ranches to, get those types of people. He's paying a premium to, wreck this chick. She was on board. It was fun until it wasn't fun anymore. So I'm going to be okay with Shannon. Like, if that's your type, just because you're 50, I mean, ain't nobody going after Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro just had a baby and he divorced that chick, or she's trying to divorce him.
And he's damn near 80.
Yeah, he's damn near 80, and he just had a kid with some 20-something that he's about to he's about to go through the whole court system with. So yeah, Robert De Niro, I mean, not Robert De Niro, but yeah, Shannon definitely.
He's 81, excuse me. He's above 80. My fault, TR.
Yeah. So Robert De Niro, I mean, I keep saying Robert. So yeah, Shannon definitely has a type, though. And I think, once you get to a point in your life and you can still, go the distance, hey, do it. As long as you're doing it legally, which he was doing it legally. People may not like how he was doing it legally or how he was doing it, but he was definitely doing it legally. And how's that any different? Like, you think Cher, is it August Austin or whatever? You think he's just there just because he's, in love with Cher's personality? Now he getting broke off. So I don't know what the difference is between the whole Cher situation. I mean, when it comes to finances versus what's going on with Shannon. So Shannon wants this type of girl to be able to do these type of activities. He's got to pay a premium. And like I said, and honestly, though, what really set her off, it wasn't so much that what they were doing. It was because of that whole Michelle situation that happened when he leaked the audio for what happened with, he said he was trying to prove that he wasn't gay, but allegedly, but he leaked that audio. And so that was like a whole big thing. And she said in the court records that she was upset with him because of what happened. And that's when she like went crazy or haywire. And then that's when all the, the trouble started for Shannon, though. But it definitely was self-inflicted. I will say that, though, because you pick someone who wasn't mentally stable, and then you didn't have her sign an NDA. I think he tried to, but she refused to sign it. And then I don't know if he tried to made it appear that they were boyfriend and girlfriend or something, but she thought they were. So, and like I said, she might have been on head meds or whatever, but there's some issues happened there.
It's just odd to me that and again, if you read the article with the text messages, all this stuff she was asking him to do to her, and then it's a complete 180 saying that none of it was consensual and he took it. That don't line up to me. And I'm gonna just end on this point. To the women who are invested in this, because there's a lot of y'all, do you care about this or not? Because if you care, you're asking the wrong question. If he's dating someone who's much younger and not of his same race, the question you should be asking is, why didn't he choose you instead of her? Learn some lessons. Like, what is she doing that you're not? That's if you care. If you don't care, then you just talk about it for a couple of minutes and move on, like we're about to do.
So, real quick, what we gonna do about Matt Barnes and Shaq? MC.
So,
Oh,
that's in the that's in the alleged space, right?
nah, it ain't alleged. Hold on, let me pull this up though. Don't be
If
trying
you
to play a alleged card.
no, that's alleged space to me because you got another man talking about what another man is doing, and
Oh,
not the
okay.
man himself saying it.
All right, audience, let's do this.
Y'all be the judge. Put in the comments.
But I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So, you know, kind of time. But I was in a group chat the other day.
Yeah, see, yeah, what we gonna do? What we gonna do about that though? That's like, look, Shannon and whatever he did. Okay, we got that. If Shaq, I honestly, apparently Shaq and Shannon got bad blood, so for Shaq's name to be attached to this, I can see something like this happening. And Shaq ain't caught no strays over this. And Matt Barnes' candy ass, he ain't caught no strays either. I'm like, what do you mean in a group chat? Why are you leaking this information? Why are you telling the whole world like what's going on in your group chat with like basketball? I mean, apparently basketball bros and football bros hate each other because this is really messed up. And these are two black men involved in a conversation to take down another black man. Like, I mean, this ain't the, the Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho going after, I forgot what's his name, that got pushed out over at Fox Sports. But this is, I'm surprised this has not gone viral. This is crazy. Like, people are not talking about this stuff. And this is really messed up because I just don't get why Shaq would want to be invested in something like this. Like, Shaq, you got you go after all the girls. And Shaq has done a lot of simple stuff. So I don't understand why Shaq still even gets a pass on any of this stuff, but he does.
So I just finished reading the 48 Laws of Power, and I'm not going to get into that in much detail. It's an interesting read if you want to check it out. But here's what I'll say. Number one, 50 Cent, who's probably considered the king of trolls and is known for taking down his enemies, definitely lives by the principles in that book. Number two, I suspect Shaq is starting to as well. If what we just heard is true, I would imagine something pretty significant happened between Shaq and Shay Shay. And Shaq's petty level was on 1,000, and he's trying to get some information to get at him. So whatever happened between them, it must have been major. Now I'm hoping it's not anything minor like a woman that got taken away or something.
It's definitely it's definitely over a woman.
Then that puts them both in the super simp category because y'all out here fighting about a chick that neither one of y'all was going to take seriously anyway.
Yeah, that's
simp behavior.
Yeah. Do you remember who was that basketball player? Is it D'Angelo Russell?
The one with the cell phone.
Yeah, the whole cell phone situation.
Yeah.
They ran that dude out. That dude
Swaggy P because he was dating Iggy Azalea. I remember that story. Exactly.
Yeah, he actually he lost that chick. I mean, he was cheating anyways, but she didn't know that. She didn't know that until after.
Yeah, so, dudes gossip just as much as women do. I know we like to say that we don't, and that's why you got to be careful of who's in your damn circle because, man, some stuff like that get out. It's supposed to be something that's supposed to be in. You hear these athletes talk about all the time, like conversations that are supposed to stay in the locker room, but yet somehow something always gets leaked. Yeah, that tells me there's a lot of pillow talky men out here, which I consider to be beta behavior. But
no, it's a lot of hating. Like I wasn't even like thinking. I was like, why would Shaq do this? But yeah, these motherfuckers are a bunch of haters. They got all the money, they got all the accolades, all the entertainment and everything. They just hate on each other. They just hate. They want to take each other down. That's probably the sad part in all this, though, because. Well, if that chick really did get assaulted, then that's pretty sad too. But yeah, this is really bad. Just to see these two athletes, millionaire athletes, going after Shannon. It's like the man's already down, and I'm not putting on my cape for Shannon. Shannon made his bed, and he had a lot of red flags, a lot of missteps before he got to the point where he was at. And it was completely avoidable. But Shaq and Matt Barnes and whoever else is in that group chat, man, they got to go with that one. They should not be allowed. And I know people won't give Shaq a pass because he makes you laugh on TNT, but Shaq is not. I guarantee you do not want Shaq as a damn friend. I promise you that.
Nah, anybody who's leaking stuff outside the circle don't need to be in my circle. But I wonder if Matt Barnes knew he was being recorded, because history shows that Matt Barnes has no problem coming to see you and putting some hands on you. So I wonder if he knows he was being recorded. But
well,
this is messy as hell.
I definitely see basketball players a little bit different now, but it is what it is. We'll keep everybody posted.
Yep.
Next topic.